Yeah, sorry about that. You're gonna laugh. I hit the stream button on the program, but I forgot to hit it on YouTube. So yeah, sorry about that. So myself, we've been having our own little conversation over here. By the way, I'm your host, Dr. Giggles, and we have Costa Kev here. You would think we were doing drugs or something, and we're not even doing drugs. Not even doing them. I just forgot to hit the YouTube buttons to make it work, and I'm such an idiot. I'm a retard, but that's all right.
No, we knew that already. So.
Yeah, everybody knew that already. No, we already did the intro. We already did all that. We've been talking for 4 or 5 minutes. And then somebody's like, what's going on? There's no show. I'm like, there's a show. What's going on? What? Oh, I figured it out. Yeah, it was a YouTube poop. The YouTube took a poop. But anyway, so this week we're gonna do the discussion we just had all over again. We decided we'll try to recreate. Hi, the kids say hi. Costa Kev's on there and he's here. Whoa, magic! Ooh, I poked you. Woo, woo. Anyway, so this week
my kids do know how to use my computer now.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, anyways, we're gonna talk about some Joker or roller coaster info. Six Flags buying, and somebody even said that about Six Flags buying a water park, and I even answered it. Kind of funny. We're going to talk about the Six Flags buying a park thing. We're going to talk about SeaWorld Orlando. We're going to talk about Fiesta Texas. We're going to talk about Great Adventure. We're going to talk about, the big story is the Six Flags buying parks, so they keep bumping the microphone. But we're going to talk about Ace events, if anybody really gives a crap. And it's not that nobody cares. It's just that as we were talking for 4 minutes about, we all know about how this show is and why we did it, and when it got started, and it all comes down to what we do on this show and why I bring up Ace events and other places and stuff. As example, we were talking about someone that doesn't have a lot of money for vacations and kind of pick and chooses what they want to do. Well, if I keep showing videos and pictures and stuff, and if everybody follows the Facebook or whatever, and they see, I gave in our 4-minute conversation, I gave the example of Knoebels. This man right here has not been to Knoebels.
Nope, can't afford the entry fees.
I know, he can't afford the parking and the entry fee to get in. It's pretty expensive. Not really, but...
Exactly.
But the whole thing is, if I'm showing you guys what there is out there in the world when I go on a place, or like even, for example, when I was on the Anthem of the Seas, the cruise, there was actually an amusement park ride on it, which is... excuse me. It had bumper cars on it. So I'm trying to... And I've said this a million times, and I'm going to probably say another 5 million more, and... The whole, I like to show the cruises and the islands and the different, Comic-Cons, the horror conventions, amusement parks. The amusement parks is the main bread and butter of everything. That's what everybody comes here for. But I also like to bring other things, because who's to say? What do you call it? You don't have a lot of money to go somewhere, and if I show it to you, you might be like, okay, I've seen it, I like the whole vibe of the park, the aura, the whole thing, and I'm going to go there someday. Is Canopy really getting a roller coaster in 2018?
Don't hold your breath.
Yeah, if anybody would know, it would be this guy. He would definitely know about that, but he says don't hold your breath. Canopy, me and him earlier tonight were having a discussion about Canopy and the whole... They really need to kind of get their stuff together.
Yeah, we were discussing that their corkscrew should leave there and move to Maine.
Yeah, he was saying that. I think
he wants it at the scrapyard.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the corkscrews anymore. When I was a kid, like at Rocky Point, somebody mentions Rocky Point. Maybe because when you're a kid, you're built a little different. When you're older, it hurts. I could sit on the corkscrew for hours when I was a kid and not bother me. Now, maybe if that was over time, you know what I mean, obviously everything deteriorates. It's not as good as it when it's fresh out the box. But I don't remember fresh out the box corkscrew hurting.
Well, then I find the loop corkscrews are always smoother anyways.
Yeah, Canopy's is just that has the loop missing. And so I don't know. Canopy really needs to kind of get with it. I mean, I understand they don't have money like even Lake Compounds has or Six Flags or, they're family run. Are they still family owned or
Yes.
okay? I didn't know.
Three families since 1956.
Sheesh. Need to get with it. Get with it. Funtown Splashtown needs a lot of stuff. I mean, I like Funtown Splashtown. I think it's a nice park. It has a lot of potential. They even have more room to expand.
I gotta get back up there.
It's really small, and it's like they really don't care. They're open from Memorial Day to Labor Day, and that's it. Nothing before, nothing after. That's it.
And a little wispy rain, and they close.
Yep. Somebody fought, so it's closed for a week. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just one of them weird things. But, so anyway, we're also going to be changing up places that... Did I say that earlier? Well, I don't know if it was in the 4-minute conversation or again. But anyway, we're going to be changing up places where we're going this year. Because I've decided that I'm not going to go to Costa Con. I don't even know why I'm complaining about it. The cost is like $2,000 just for myself. I mean, that's all the add-ons, the flight, the rental car, the hotels, the con, probably some souvenirs and stuff. But I can go spend $5,000 on a pinball machine and not think nothing of it.
Yeah.
I just think my vacation dollar will go further doing different stuff.
Yes, but spending $5,000 on a pinball machine that you're going to have for at least 6 months to a year before you decide you're tired of it and sell it to somebody else
And make
is
money
different
on it.
than a 2-week trip.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not making the most memories out of these pinball machines. Well, I am with my Costa friends. I mean, my pinball buddies. We have like little tournaments and stuff down here. We make some tournament memories, I would say. But Rhode Island Con and Com. What? Rhode Island Con. I don't know what he's saying. Rhode Island Con and Com. I don't know what you're saying there. The all new Costa box. No idea.
2012, isn't that when they got the roller coaster? And even that was just a replacement, it wasn't even new.
Possibly. Yeah, see, I decided that was my reasoning to skip Costa Con. I've never been to those parks, ZDTs, the SeaWorld, Fiesta Texas, and I want to go, but I decided against it. So instead, we're going to be doing different and more trips. Actually, we're going to be planning a trip to go down to Busch Gardens, Kings Dominion, Six Flags America, maybe Hershey, and hit some other things, like make a week of it or whatever.
I still got to go into Hershey Park.
You
I
know,
have been to the front gate of Hershey Park twice. I have been to Hershey, Pennsylvania about 9 times, and I've never actually gone into the park.
I like going to Hershey Park. It's a great park. I like it. Some people don't. I like it. I think it's great. Has a lot of great rides, great coasters, and so on and so forth.
Nobody counts Equinox, Daniel.
Oh, we're doing this because remember the last show somebody was doing that. Everybody still kept going whatever and whatever. Leviathan list or Fury 325 list.
I haven't been on either of them for my money, Leviathan.
Intimidator. That's my money. I have not ridden. I haven't ridden Leviathan. I've ridden Fury, and I'll pick Intimidator. That's what I'm going to pick. And Screamfest. Now, Canopy Lake needs to kind of change some of their thinking. They need to change a lot, and hopefully that they do. Because, I mean, right now I feel Canopy's kind of stagnant. I feel if they don't do something soon,
Same feeling as I got.
it's either going to close, get sold, something bad's going to happen. They need to do something. I mean, they were on an upswing for a little bit. You know, they added the roller coaster, the big one.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Untamed.
Yeah, they added Untamed, And then after Untamed, it all went downhill. I don't know. And then they were supposed to get that Rapids ride.
New England Explorer.
They got scared with that accident, called it off.
Well, that's why they called it off the last time they were supposed to get one, too, was when the one at Riverside had the incident. They were supposed to get one the year after that happened. And then they pushed that off.
Well, maybe they should, like you said before, tear down the houses, move the picnic grove, put some flats, put a coaster, do something. Get rid of get rid of Corkscrew. That's number one. Get rid of Corkscrew, and Canopy needs a Christmas event like Lake Compounce. I don't think they could handle that.
Actually, they were originally talking about doing a Christmas event before Screamfest, and the only reason they really wanted to do Screamfest first was when Spooky World was looking for a location.
Did Spooky World go into
Spooky World contacted Canopy, from my understanding, and that's why they decided to do it the first year, because it was Spooky World at Canopy Lake Park. And then Spooky World moved up to Mel's, and Canopy went off on their own.
Okay, I didn't know that. Did not know that. My whole thing, I think if Canopy got rid of Corkscrew and put another coaster in that spot, a new one, that would help. They need...
Nice gravity grip would be great.
Yeah, I mean, it would be great for that. I would agree with that. I would also like to see them add 3 or 4 more flats. I mean, the flat selection they have is pretty good, but they don't really have much that eats up capacity. So they need a few rides that are going to eat up capacity. That's another thing they need. And I think if they added like 3 or 4 more flats, get rid of the Canopy Corkscrew, get rid of that thing, I think they'll be pretty solid. And you were saying if they got rid of the water slide down by the Dancing Bear back there.
I don't even say get rid of it. If they took that, moved it to where the train does that turnaround next to Castaway Island, and kind of just used that to make that whole walkway kind of more their water attraction, they could fit a roller coaster back there.
See, there you go. Put one
something
there.
Nice family size, maybe something custom. Because if they did custom, they could use some of the land over the log flume as well.
Yeah, see, and then you get a coaster there, put another coaster there. They would be solid. You know, put in some flats here and there. They would be a solid, nice little family park. You know, they would be solid. And then you need to get Lake Compounce on board with. They're starting. See, I was really concerned with Lake Compounce for a while.
Yeah, but they just bought more land. That's what's making me interested.
Well, they cleared out a whole ton of land. You know where the new water.
Yeah, well, the hill was, but there was a news report.
They bought another.
They just bought more land just past there.
Yeah, so they got more land beyond, so they could be doing. All of it's for expansion. So you're gonna get more water park. You're gonna get more dry rides. What they should do is drain the lake somehow. Use all that. I mean, they can't call it. You just call it compounds.
Exactly. They gotta keep the lake. But if they didn't design them right, they could do like Lake Winnepesaukah does, where they have like the shoot ride that actually goes into the water.
Yeah.
So they could actually utilize the lake a little bit. Maybe get a new pontoon boat.
That'd be nice.
Run it from one side to the other.
They got options. Hopefully they use the options. Because now they're going to have more land. They can make that place bigger. Because I don't know how... Compounds is 100 and something acres? Plus...
It's higher than that, but it's the usable against what they have, because they do basically own the entire side of the mountain and land at the top of the mountain. But I don't know how much of that is within... Because it's like... I know at one point I heard it was over 300, but most of it is the mountain. So it's the usable against what is mountain.
Well, they could build another coaster on the mountain.
Exactly.
Why not? You could probably build 2 or 3 coasters on the mountain. Probably. Imagine if you had like 2, 3, 4 more Boulder Dash type rides in the wood. That would be amazing, having all your coasters in the woods. That would be the bomb diggity. King's Dominion.
I swear only 2 people are talking today.
The cool coasters for water are very expensive. Flyer and invert. They are. But, see, again, I used to have more high hopes for Canopy than I did Lake Compounce. And now it's changed. I have a more fuzzy feeling in my stomach about Lake Compounce. that when they did the Black Friday season pass, I partaked in it. So that opens up next week?
I think so.
Yeah, the weekend.
I don't
go
have
to
season passes this year, so I didn't pay attention.
Yeah, whenever it is. I don't know. So we'll see. Oh yeah, we're going to the circus. We're gonna have a cover about the circus. The last, whatever that run of that, because they have 2 traveling circuses, Ringling Brother, and the last shows are in Providence for that run, and then the other one that's still going is in New York, and it's like a couple weeks later. So we will have coverage of the final Ringling Brothers. That's kind of sad. I never thought that was going to happen. Never in a million years thought that was going to happen. I didn't realize it was that bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, attendance and stuff was evidently bad.
There's, unfortunately, with the fact that they do own their own railroad equipment and everything like that, there's a lot of money that they needed to maintain that and keep tickets reasonable enough that people can still go. It's how many people can you bring in, so it's probably just to the point where they just weren't able to maintain enough money to
take care of
maintain everything and still.
Yeah, so now all the elephants are down at the sanctuary down in Florida with their museum or whatever, and all the other animals are going wherever.
Well, most of the animals that circuses use are actually owned by the trainers. The circuses don't usually own them nowadays. So if anyone that's owned by the trainers will be going to wherever the trainers wind up. But they own all the elephants. I believe they own the tigers, but I'm not 100% sure because I don't follow circuses too much.
So I'm going to try and scoop up some memorabilia from the... Oh, that little fucker. He got up there.
And now you have a cat in your ceiling.
I got a cat in my ceiling. Holy crap. I'll get it later. I'm listening. I think the cat doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, it's right about fast break now.
Huh?
It's right about fast break now.
Is she? Let me see. Hey, you talk to him for a second. Come here, kitty. No?
He's going to try to get the cat.
Come here, kitty.
Canopy needs some sort of... is it Winnepesaukah down in Georgia that has that pass where it's like a really reasonable price, but you only get like 10 or 12 entries on that price? That's honestly what I wish Canopy would do. Just get a reasonable ticket that would get you multiple entrances. Because even the off-season...
How much is it normally to get in there?
It's like $38. The holiday price is like $28. And even then, to go that many times, especially if you get like me, who has 5 people, that's a lot of money trying to shell out at once.
Yeah.
But if they had one that you could use and go multiple times on a price like that, would help.
I mean, I think it would be good, but they're not. I don't know what their issue is. Come here, kitty.
Apparently, I'm in an amusement park now, according to Daniel. I'm Coaster Kevowins.
Come here, kitty. You gotta come down. That's not a
I
playground.
think they will delay the circus and Providence Bruins go to the next round. Who knows? Nobody knows what the circus is going to do. Circus is coming to town.
Yeah, they're not gonna cancel the circus.
No.
They'll just postpone the game. Come on, kitty. You gotta come down. I'm doing a show.
I think you might just have to get him after the show.
All right, kitty.
I mean, he's got up there. She'll get back down.
Okay, kitty.
They're
Have fun.
resilient that way.
Have fun, kitty.
38 what? GTA Dog Tippity Tap, whatever the heck his name is, it just says 38.
What's the 38 for?
Although I do like the Six Flags Sub Texas. Is that in the Gulf of Mexico now? A nice underwater amusement park?
Yeah, you end up, you're gonna take a submarine down, kind of be like Jar Jar Binks in his little world going in the thing, and you go underneath. Six Flags Discovery Queendom.
Actually, that is the one thing I wish New England had. And I mean the states of New England, not Six Flags New England, actually had an indoor park. Having one indoor roller coaster, and actually I think there might be a pizza shop in one of the states that now has a small coaster as well, but that does not indoor park make.
The problem with, they're working on, it'll be in Jersey, where the Giants and the Jets play.
Yeah.
That mall that they're building over there. It keeps changing hands. It's going to cost some billions to finish, but they're going to have it's the same people that own Mall of America. I'm going to take over the Jersey mess and do it, and then $38 is the CLP ticket price.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad price because Knoebels is like $42. All you can ride. Or you can buy tickets at Knoebels, whatever you feel like doing. I think these are tickets that I got from the brass ring. I think. Because I've gotten the brass ring twice out of all the times I've done. So.
The only time I ever caught a brass ring was on Martha's Vineyard.
Did you get any tickets?
No, you just immediately got a new ride.
Oh, okay. Well, hey.
So I gave it to my niece and let her go on.
Well, that works too. So, yeah, let's see. I feel New England would be perfect. It would. I wish that. See, the problem is nobody wants to spend the money. Because it's easy.
Well, you also got to look at, you'd have to find the location and everything like that, get a town to agree to have a building that size. Because there's a huge plot of land in New Hampshire. That would be great. It's right off the highway, but the problem is that town, you can't build over 110 feet on a building.
Yeah, that wouldn't work.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to have anything decent and notable, so there wouldn't be a lot to draw anybody in.
Yeah, I mean, you'd get us Costa Nuts to go if they had a bunch of rides and they had...
And the locals, but...
Yeah, you're not going to draw anything. Because, I mean, if you look at the Mall of America, it draws not just because of the amusement park. That's a whole, entity on its own, but the amusement park helps draw because there's actually some pretty decent rides there, evidently. I've never been. My father's been, never been on the rides, but he's seen it. He would bust my balls, and then every time that he would do a job at one of the stores in there, as he's walking by, he's sending me video and pictures of them. I'm like, you ass, and some of them unkind words.
I actually have some relatives that live about an hour from the park, so I think one of these years we're going to take the kids midwinter vacation, and they'll take it off, and we'll just go visit them and hit the Mall of America.
Yeah, it's not
rather
bad.
go in the summer when Valley Fair's open, but...
I just figure if we could get... The problem is the investment to build an indoor amusement park is outrageous. It's costing the whole Jersey fiasco, but that's just because stupid contractors or whatever didn't have the funds and things were falling through and da-da-da-da-da. But, I mean, real cost is probably to build one halfway decent, you probably at least $1 billion, if not two, to build an indoor, a decent one, not a crappy one.
I mean, want a crappy one, anybody can do that.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably, if you wanted to have a small, I mean, look at Circus. I mean, I've never been there, but they have, that's what, 10-acre building?
The building itself is 5 acres.
It's 5 acres?
Yep.
So you got a 5-acre building and they keep stuffing a whole bunch of stuff in there. So it can be done. Something like that's probably a hell of a lot cheaper than $1 billion. I mean, I don't even know what the size of the one... I don't know what the size acreage is of, Mall of America.
It's 5 or 6. None of the indoor parks are huge except for the Ferrari Worlds. Those ones are huge.
Yeah, but that's more... Yeah, but the coasters are outside.
Exactly. Now, see, I wouldn't mind if there was an indoor park and they had some larger coasters outside that were only open during the summer, as long as it was still enough to do in the winter.
Yeah, even have an coaster indoors that you could do.
Yeah.
Or two.
Because you do something like the Ripsaw out of Mall of America, where it basically just goes over the whole thing, so you have a decent-sized coaster that's all indoors, and put something, say, like the size of Wooden Warrior, that's outdoors that runs just during the summer. That would be perfectly fine, as long as the land accepted, because you could go right around the whole parking lot.
Yeah. See, not a bad idea. We could pitch in.
Exactly.
And do it. I got a couple bucks.
I got nothing.
They accept pocket lint now. Pocket lint's got some value now. They do.
Yeah.
I got some of that, I think.
That I can handle.
Oh, wait, I think I got a piece.
I've told a couple of people I'm just too broke to pay attention.
Yeah, me too. Join that club. So anyway, let's talk about SeaWorld Orlando. Get that out of the way. Kraken is now closed. They're getting ready for the VR. And have you been there?
No.
They have like a concrete kraken creature, like over the entrance and stuff. They're starting to rip that out. I don't know what exactly, if they're going to build a new one or whatever, but it's closed and it's been testing. So eventually it's going to reopen. So anybody going down there looking to ride Kraken, you got to hold off a little bit. And also, the new Rapids ride, Infinity Falls, has started construction. That's going to have the steepest drop on a Rapids ride. I mean, you can see the animation. It's going down the hill and splash, and then it'll be cool. I mean, I'll ride it at least once. I'll give it a whirl. Hey, Kitty! Thanks for joining us. Kitty. Sniff away, you little bitch. So that's that. Six Flags Fiesta Texas announced they're adding the VR and the Drop of Doom on their drop tower. So you're going to have spiders and stuff crawling all over you. I don't know if we covered it. We might have. Six Flags Great Adventure, the new loose article policy at Kingda Ka and El Toro. Nothing is allowed. They've put metal detectors out front or whatever I heard. And you are forced to get a locker or give it to someone. And the lockers are not free. You have to pay for the locker.
Well, the Six Flags.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at Universal, it's free. The rides that make you, like the Harry Potter rides, Hulk, Rip Ride Rocket, Dueling Dragons, all that stuff. Free locker. You get like an hour and a half free. That's enough to get on and off the rides.
Most of the time.
Yeah, even on a busy day though lately. Everything's getting so spread out and they're opening up rides and people are going like I haven't ridden it and I will ride it in December. The Jimmy Fallon ride. I heard it sucks. I don't know.
It's a motion simulator.
Yeah, I know. But they said the waiting room and the pre-show and all that was better than the ride. So, that sucks. Really. I don't know. I'll find out when I go in and I'll tell everybody how good or bad it is, if I liked it, if I hated it. I mean, I enjoy simulator rides to an extent. Like Spider-Man, Transformers at Universal. Excellent rides. Love them. The newest Harry Potter ride, not so much.
Yeah.
The original Harry Potter ride on Islands of Adventure, absolutely love it. I hate the movies. Everybody knows this. I hate Harry Potter. But the ride in the castle there, fabulous. Amazing ride. I thought it was great. Gringotts can gringo out of the park. That was a waste of money. I feel like they got gypped. Like, I think like the people that were building the ride and the company were like, let's screw them as much as we can. Because I mean, I don't even remember Gringotts, but I've probably watched every Harry Potter movie. But like, oh, they can't be that. Like, you would think I would love Harry Potter. Magical wizard boy doing, there's all kinds of crazy things. Does absolutely nothing for me. So I figured, okay, maybe it could be a cool ride. And when they put in the original Harry Potter ride, Hogwarts Castle ride there,
yeah,
fantastic. I was a fan of the ride. I was like, wow, the land looks cool. They really like immersed it. And then like when you go into the Gringotts area, that Diagon Alley, it's more immersive than the other side. And like the characters that are walking around are like all into it and all that stuff. And then I'm like, like I got off the ride and I went.
I do like the full live Pepper's Ghost effect in the queue line for the Hogwarts Express, which I have only seen in video. I have not seen it in person, but
yeah, I haven't.
The fact that it's in full time, so that you actually see the people in line in front of you walking through the wall.
You've never seen that?
Yeah.
That's cool. I've never seen that though. But maybe someday I will. Because I'm not getting the. Now, can you ride it, even though you don't have the 2-park pass? Like you can't get in.
What I understand is that you have to have the park hoppers until you actually get on it.
Well, then I'll probably never ride that.
Yeah.
That's dumb. Like, why can't I like get on it and then come back? Get on it, come back. I don't need to go in the other park.
I'm sure at some point if they aren't already, they will allow it at some point once the ridership of it goes down low enough to justify having people that aren't getting off.
Well, make me get off and get back in line. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just want to ride it, and then I'll get back on the ride. I don't care about going, You can be like, oh, they have a line for people with it, and you have to show that you have a ticket. It ain't that hard. I'm sure you have to show a ticket to get on it. I know it's a way to control it, but... Or have a section of the train that's just for people that have a, return trip.
Apparently somebody wants to rename Mind Eraser.
To what?
Riddler's Mind Eraser.
Well, I'm sure that area is going to get re-themed up, probably like a Gotham City. Because everything's DC themed over there. And,
honestly, it would. I don't think it would actually fit to move Gotham City Gauntlet up there without removing something else.
You can remove...
Like the car ride. I mean, if they remove the car ride, I know it would fit there. And that whole thing would then be able to become Gotham City. And then they could put the Battle for Metropolis where Gauntlet is.
Yeah, it would
So that
definitely
dark
fit
ride
there.
would definitely fit there. Probably with Room to spare.
Yeah, and then you'd have a whole... Yeah, I need to tell Jen that.
Exactly.
Move that thing...
And tell them to actually theme... not go massively overboard. They don't need to spend $1 million on it, but put some theming on the top of the building just to kind of hide like your air conditioning systems and stuff like that, because you will be able to see the roof from Kidsopolis.
You need to do something.
Yeah, so even if they just had like fake trees, cheap $20 fake Christmas trees, and just throw a couple on the roof just to have something there, so it's not just this huge metal roof sitting there when you're up in that area.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. They could do that. Mind Eraser should be renamed to David Ortiz Headaches theme to his home runs. Yeah, but that ride doesn't... That, what do you call it? They know the, what do you call it? It doesn't give you headaches anymore. The headache aspect is gone.
Yeah, because those massively uncomfortable restraints.
Yeah, it's just a vest that just sits... It sits on this sexy body, just sexy like that.
Harley Quinn's Mind Eraser makes very little sense.
No, what they should do is turn the teacups into Harley Quinn Spin Sanity, and then do... Because isn't some Mind Eraser called Riddler's Mind Eraser or something?
I know when Batman was opened in Georgia, the Mind Bender became Riddler's Mind Bender. And they literally painted the thing lime green. They had the water that is their own water gardens in there was all dyed green the last time I was there.
Yeah, see, they should be able to do that. I have no idea who David Ortiz is. That's funny.
Big Poppy. The guy from the Dunkin' Donuts commercial. That's not Gronk.
Yeah. He played for the Boston Red Sox.
You might be impressed with this as much about sports as I know.
Hey, it's all good.
I do know that in baseball, a touchdown's a good thing, so...
In baseball?
Exactly.
Oh, is that what you said? Did you say baseball or football?
I said baseball.
No, that
on
would
purpose.
Yeah, that'd be a home run. So anyway, I do have some Joker roller coaster information. I know when Media Day is, and I know when Season Pass Preview is. Season Pass Preview is May 20th through the 21st. So if you got a Season Pass, go down and ride it. Media Day is on May 25th, but there's no information yet. Park told, I asked the park, is there a Media Day? Yes, information coming soon. So we'll have the information. So that'll be good. So it looks like they seem to be happy with... I don't know how many people saw the video of Joker testing. Have you seen the video
Yes.
of it? It spins a lot. Way more than Great Adventure. But from when I talked to the park about it in defense of Great Adventure, not that I really want to defend anybody, they learned a lot, especially because of the Great Adventure debacle that they had. If you remember, I went to Media Day last year. I got one ride on it, and matter of fact, the car behind me, as I'm getting ready to get out of my seat of the train, gets stuck, breaks down, ride done for the day. They've learned a lot, and a lot of it, I didn't know this. Most people probably wouldn't really think about it. By placing the ride in the right spot, based on wind and stuff, where the wind comes in the most, affects it. So if you're facing it the wrong way, it's going to slow the cars down. They're not going to flip, so on and so
It's
forth.
going to run slower.
So
evidently
with Great Adventures, this didn't come from New England. but from a source that told me about Great Adventures issue, the way that it was built, it was off. The lift position was off a little bit, and that helped cause a lot of the issues. And they've been adding the fins to help make it spin more, because when you listen to the media day thing, and that's why I was upset about it, because it's like when you go to any place, any ride, and they're saying it's this, but it's really this. So they're like, oh, you're gonna get like 6 to 8 spins, it's gonna be crazy. I rocked more than I spun. I spun once. The rest of the time I rocked. Some people were getting 2, some people were getting 3.
Well, it's the same. As I talk over you, it's the same with the Pandemonium. I go on that with the kids. I know which seat to sit in, me being the heaviest person, that thing does nothing but spin the whole time. But you get 4 adults in that thing, it barely spins at all, because it's all that factor of where every minute detail is to get everything to one just that perfectly.
Yeah, so it's a lot. I mean, from what I have been told about what they've been doing with this particular Joker, they've talked to all the parks that have opened theirs, all the parks that have installed them, and then they've talked to S&S, and they've been figuring out the best way to make them run. So it's a whole learning curve.
Yeah, because I haven't heard too many complaints about the one in Texas.
Yeah, that one's the Batman.
Which is the actual prototype one. So.
Yeah, and that one's been fine, but Great Adventure is the one that got stuck with the one that wasn't working as properly, and supposedly now they're going to have their stuff together. And
one of the things that helps Texas is the fact that they have that nice, gorgeous cliff face that keeps all the wind from going in any direction besides straight across the sideways.
Yeah. So they have their thing. And then somebody asked about a giveaway. Yes, there's a contest. Now, the contest, you can win. I got it right here. It's Rocky Point stuff. We're going to keep putting together prize packs until we get to the magical goal. I don't know what the magical goal of subscribers that I want. Anybody can join, even you. Anybody can. These are bumper stickers from Rocky Point. The people who made that Rocky Point movie that I was in made bumper stickers, and actually you cannot buy this. See that? On one side it's a picture of the flume of Rocky Point, and there's an actual, this was a legit clam chowder ticket from Rocky Point.
Can't eat it anymore, but I love clam chowder.
But yeah, before they tore down the buildings, when the state and the town bought it, they went in some of the buildings, the offices and stuff, and they found rolls and rolls of tickets and all kinds of stuff. So there was a meeting at Roads of Patuxent in Cranston a couple years ago. If anybody remembered and followed, I took pictures of these. There's 2 of them. I'm keeping the other one because it's got the corkscrew on it. And I don't care about these people that are on it. But it's still part of the history. Anyway, so the people that made the movie made some swag for stuff. So there is, and I showed these before, I jumped off the Skyliner, Rocky Point Park. I survived the House of Horrors, Rocky Point Park. I stood up on the flume, Rocky Point Park, because when we were kids and stupid and going to Rocky, we did these things. I've jumped off the Skyliner. I've attempted to stand up on the flume and then sat back down like a little girl.
I know somebody at Canterbury actually got out of the boat at the flume and then got in the car behind him.
So in this prize pack, you will get this sent to you. Right? You're going to get this sent to you at random. What you have to do is the post that I posted, you have to like and you have to share it and subscribe to the channel. Even those are subscribed, still like and share it. The more we get. When we hit 500 subscribers, then we will pick a winner at random and get it. I know we're at 257. Got a little ways to go. We can do it. We can do it. And, no, it's in Lincoln. There's a go-kart place in Lincoln, an indoor go-kart place now. It's supposed to be huge. It's a little pricey, but I'll probably go check it out. At least
people from my work have actually been talking about taking the trip down and checking it out.
Yeah. It's only like 20 minutes from here, 30 minutes from here.
Yeah, but we're an hour and a half north.
Well, I should go there, film it, put it on the show, and then you go, hey!
Exactly.
Yeah! So, if anybody, just keep doing it, And what do you call it? We'll give the prize pack once we hit 500.
I think my kids are typing random things on my computer right now.
Peas, pies, now pies.
Exactly.
They want pies. They want pies now. You need to give them a pie now.
It might take you a little while.
No, but they said now. Now pies. They want pies now. What kind of pies?
Yes, but they need to get Annie to do that. She's the one at home with them.
Annie, get them some pies. I have no idea where in Lincoln. I've never been there. It's actually like attached to wherever the battle.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, Sean, what's up? The indoor go-kart place is actually attached to it's an indoor airsoft place called Battlegrounds. One of my cousins used to work there back when. So wherever Battlegrounds is where this place is. Lincoln is not that big. You know, it's not that big of a town. City is a town.
I don't think any of the Lincolns are huge.
You missed the show. Damn, Sean. See, the good thing, Sean, is you can go back and watch it. But I know Sean, he's always a big supporter. I mean, everybody's a big supporter. But every time I put a post out, he's always liking and sharing it. And so keep doing that, Sean. And I want to build the subscribers up. And I got stuff to give away.
Yeah, 9
cool
times
run.
out of 10 I put something on. It's either you or him that are first ones on.
So, like I said, Rocky Point stuff. It's great. So, Coach Kev, next time you go to Josh's house, I want to come with you and be on the show. We'll have to set that up. No, it's not Lincoln, New Hampshire. It's Lincoln, Rhode Island. It's like 30 minutes from me. I guess I'm gonna have to make a trip down to the indoor go-kart joint, go buy some races.
Well, it's Rhode Island. You can be across the state in, 20 minutes?
If you go the short end to end is 45 minutes. The north to south end of it, or east to west, whatever you want to call it, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. Like if you go down I want to say Watch Hill in Rhode Island is the most southern part of Rhode Island, and like my area is like the most northern tip. Up on the top, I'm on the top left. The New England Express should add trees. No pies for them. They need pies. They said pies. They want pies.
There is an apple pie in the freezer.
There you go. Give them apple pie in the freezer. The cute little kids. Give them the pie.
It'll probably take an hour to cook it, and it's already past their bedtime.
But it's pie.
Yeah, but then we don't have any ice cream.
You can still eat pie without ice cream. And if it's apple pie, you need to have vanilla ice cream.
There you go.
That's the only... I mean, I've tried it with cookies and cream, and it's got to be straight up vanilla. I don't know why. I like green trees. Hint, hint.
He likes broccoli.
No, not those. Ew. No, those are bushes. All right, so the other thing is, the Joker Media Day, May 25th. Joker Preview, 20th and 21st for season pass holders. So if you get the passes, you can preview. Maybe you can just watch it. Instead of I guess it's a preview, you get to watch it run. Oh. So here's the big news that has come out is Six Flags has bought a water park that they used to own. So by that, see what happened yesterday is they had their first quarter conference call yesterday. And they didn't really do so hot financially. I mean, not terrible.
Well, it's first quarter. You're always expecting it to be low.
Yeah, I mean, well, a lot of it's to blame is how Easter Sunday fell in the vacations because it was later this year than last year. So most of the parks were open later. Which, I mean, New England opens up around the same time anyway. What do you call it? What the hell are they saying? My mind just went... Oh, we were talking about parks, right? Yeah, the conference call.
Yes.
So they wow, my brain. The conference call, the financials weren't that good, but they did say at the end of it, if you read the transcript, that
New properties or more properties.
yeah, they're going to stop buying up properties in North America. So, well, yeah, oh, they didn't buy it; they're probably leasing it, but they said that they were either going to lease or buy. That's what it did say if you read the transcript at the end of it. So, what I did was on the back of my little page here was write some parks that they could probably scoop up. I only wrote 3, and then you got to look at the regions that they don't have any parks near. You know what I mean? Like, what could they buy in certain regions? My thinking is they're going to scoop up, whether they lease it or take it over or buy it. They're probably going to scoop up Darien Lake, Wild Williams, and Marineland, unless they don't pick up Darien Lake. Because if they're even going to take care of operations on a water park that they've already... Because at first I'm like, why are they going to go back and get parks that they dumped? I know it's a different management, different era. But, oof. Oh, so it's less than 5 minutes from Twin River. Keith's watching. That's my cousin. Yo, Keith, what's up, yo? So anyway, so they're probably going to scoop up some stuff. They're probably going to scoop up, and I agree with you, they're probably going to scoop up a lot of water parks. They're probably going to do that, because isn't that what they did in Mexico? Yeah, they scooped up a park that was busted, and then I don't know if they're doing the operations like that, or if they bought it, but they're putting their spin on it, and...
No.
I don't know.
If done right, you can take anything that's about to fail and save it again.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I heard about the Six Flags buying up things from In the Loop. I just happened to have been scrolling, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And then after I watched his video, I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? Because I missed the part where he was talking about the conference call. So I typed it up in Google, and it popped up, and I'm like, okay, makes sense. And when I was listening to him, some of the stuff made sense, some of the stuff didn't make sense. I mean, it's all a guessing game, and it's all fun to, you know, I mean, like they were saying, they'll buy lake compounds, and they could buy Canopy Lake, and they won't touch those parks because...
They'd be in direct competition with themselves.
Yeah, they wouldn't do that. The only thing that they would do is, if they were to buy lake compounds at Canopy Lake, they would close it, take the rides, and spread them out between the parks. They would be buying their competition out.
Exactly.
And I don't think they're going to do that. Because they do have a good rapport with each other. The parks help each other out. Believe it or not. They might not advertise for each other, but they're all friendly, especially like one park has some tools that the other one, like Quasi, don't have nothing. It's small. They don't have the money to buy all these tools and all this other stuff. So they go to, I think, Lake Compounds when they were doing Wooden Warrior, something they needed some tool that Compounds has, and Compounds like, hey, use it.
Yeah. Actually, Lake Compounds had an extra steel bender for the steel plate for the coaster, and they let I know they had Fundown Splashdown using one of theirs for a while when they were doing some retracting on Excalibur.
I mean, it's good to do stuff like that. You know,
I mean, you always want to outdo each other, but at the same time, you don't want to mess each other over, because if one park really starts going massively downhill, it's like, well, is this just a regional thing? And then people stop visiting the region to check out these parks, and they're traveling if they got family local and stuff like that, because they're going to look at, oh, this park had all these problems, why would I want to go there?
Yeah, it can have a domino. It might not have a domino effect. It could. I mean, it looked like even, you know, like Rocky Point closed, and then in '95, and then Riverside sells the Six Flags, and I mean, Lake Compounds was, I never even heard of Lake Compounds until I joined Ace. Didn't even know what the hell Lake Compounds was. Didn't even know
I knew
it
Lake
existed.
Compounds existed, I just didn't know what it was, because every time we'd go down south, we'd see the sign Lake Compound Seasonal, which doesn't exactly tell you anything.
Yeah, so, yeah, and then I never heard of Quasi until they were building Wooden Warrior. So I'm like, you know, you learn more things joining Costa groups and stuff like that. But I don't know. I thought things were going on the down. Now they're coming up, and people are on the down. It's just a weird trend. I don't understand, because Canopy shouldn't really be crying about money, because that park is busy just about every day. If it's a nice day, the park is packed. Doesn't matter if it's a Monday, a Tuesday, or when. It's busy every day. The park is packed. The lines are packed. You're waiting ridiculous for every ride, all day long, every day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
So they shouldn't be crying poverty, where they can't be adding rides. I mean, I've heard so many horror stories about Canopy Lake, like the fighting between the family. Some of the families, like, they're okay with how Canopy is and don't give a crap. Some want to keep investing and want to build the park up, and then the other ones go, no, we don't want to spend the money. I've heard horror stories. I mean, I've heard stories from you. I've heard stories from Dave. I've heard stories from a lot of people. A lot of people that are in the know, that know there, or who would work there. I've probably heard it all. Even though you don't really tell me any horror stories, really.
Not too many horror stories. I mean, the worst thing I know that ever happened at Canopy was when one of the employees was returning somebody's shoe and bashed their leg into a fence because they didn't jump high enough.
Nice.
Yeah, I won't tell you how many times I did that.
Superman at 7 Flags. Name. Hi, everyone from Times Square, New York. Hi, Luco from Times Square, New York. Luco is in New York. Actually, Luco will not be...
Not a surprise, doesn't he live in Queens?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a subway ride.
Well, Mr. Luco will not be at my house this weekend. I'll be...
Yeah, but you're not going to be at your house this
I'm
weekend.
not even going to be... I'm going to be up in Maine, pinballing it out and hanging out. That's all I'm going to do this weekend. And then next weekend, I'll go join the circus. And then maybe I'll go to Lake Compound Sunday. And just chill out.
I like Phobia.
Phobia's a good ride. It's not a marathon ride.
No.
It's more like do 2 or 3 rides and then get the hell off, take a break, and then go back on later. You can't. But Compound says the new guns on Ghost Hunt, so they'll probably work better. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Plus, they test while they're putting the new train onto the tracks. There's a photo.
Oh, for Wildcat.
This morning or yesterday of them putting the train on. So that'll be testing soon.
Hopefully, I don't know if that's going to be open with the park. I think it is.
I think they're shooting for Memorial Day because they do have to test it a few. Well, I know that Jerry likes to over-test. So if the company requires X, he's going to test it to Y. Which is definitely good in my opinion, because taking
sure
this extra fuel will let you know if there really is an issue or anything to worry about.
Yeah, that would be good.
We'll just have to see how well their boomerang does on opening weekend.
Oh, I know. I really think that Flashback's on its way out, because I don't even know if they've moved the train back into the station yet.
Couldn't tell you.
Because when I was there the day after it valleyed the second time, and it was there like all week. It was basically sitting there for a whole week or more.
Well, I know actually every time I went to the park last year, it was a walk-on to the point where I think they were specifically waiting for somebody to walk onto it just to be able to run it. I seriously don't remember seeing a line any of the times I went.
I saw a line a couple times in the busier time, you know what I mean? Like a busy Saturday, summer. Every ride has a line. It's just, it is what it is. Oh, by the way, we finally hit a milestone for the Grove Show.
Well, that's better than a kidney stone.
Yeah, we don't want those. I know it's really not much. It's a drop in the bucket. But the Grove Show now has, when you look at the view count, it's over 100,000 now, finally. I finally have broken the 100,000 mark. We're almost at... I don't know. I think we're at 105 or whatever the hell it is. 100,000. Maybe we're almost at 100,001. I don't know. We're over. We finally hit the hump of over 100,000, which is great. We just got to keep doing that, and just keep building it and building it and building it. And my problem is I got to keep building up more content than just what there is. I need to get off my lazy fat ass and go do that. So Canopy is overhauling the sewer system, so that may change the park's mind.
Yeah, but they have people running and working in that park all winter, so if there was a pipe issue, then they wouldn't have people working throughout the entire winter on stuff. They
Yeah.
would have one main septic line going in and out of that place, which is what they're actually replacing right now. That was the one thing they made sure to tell us at Nor'easter was their takeaway, sewer. So they're getting a new water ride, it's just for poop.
And then they don't want to let anybody know what it's going to go in the park. They need to put something in the park that's not for poop.
Exactly.
Something that we can ride. I don't want to ride the poop. I'm sure there's some people that would love to ride the poop ride. Not this guy. I don't want to ride the poop ride. Don't want to do it. That's the sewer. What about the sinks and bubblers? Six Flags Plastic Mountain. I must have missed something
I
in
think
the
we
chat
both did.
because everybody's been like putting weird stuff, which is funny and it's comical, and I think it's the poop slide. No
And
thanks.
all new coaster perhaps mentioned the land purchase at Lake Compounds again.
Yeah. New at Castaway Island, the poop slide. It'll be great. They can't have Sewer 2017. Woo!
Exactly.
But they can't. Somebody was saying that they can't have a Christmas event because the pipes are too close to the ground. Putting porta potties. I don't know what the hell to tell you.
Exactly.
Poopy people. So we talked about the news. We talked about purchases. We talked about contests. Don't forget the contest. Like, share, subscribe. Send it to all your friends. Tell a friend. Say, hey, tell them you want to win a prize. Maybe
And a friend of a friend.
Yeah. Tell the tree. Tell the dog. Tell your dead grandma. Say, hey, bitch, click and share from the grave. That's what you got to do.
Act like a Republican.
Huh?
Act like a Republican.
Yeah, just do it. I mean, I can't rig the system to get more subscribers. Just subscribe and do it, and somebody can win some cool stuff. And then once we hit 500, then we'll make another mark, maybe like 1,000, and then we'll make a bigger prize pack. So we're starting small with a small prize pack, and then we're going to get a bigger prize pack, and then when we finally hit whatever goal we want, we'll just keep... See, the only way to get people to do things, you got to bribe them.
Exactly. People want to get paid.
Since I don't have cash, I pay you in cool coaster stuff. I mean, because you can't really find a lot of this stuff. I mean, I know where to buy them if people want to buy them. But it's free. And all you have to do is take 5 minutes at most. Click, like, subscribe. That's it.
That's like 5 seconds.
Yeah, click the thing, like it, share it, subscribe it. Take it, a minute. Like a minute. And then you can get some cool stuff.
And somebody wants Houdini fixed.
No, Houdini was fixed. I wrote it. Oh, that's another story for itself. Easter. Me, Luco, and the kids. We go ride Houdini. Because my buddy Kyle, that used to work at Six Flags, he was like, oh, you got to check out Houdini. They put the keys back in the mirrors and effects and stuff were working and all that. I barely could hear anything because there was ignorant black people, use a race word that I would love to say to them. I even said it out loud in the park. The bad word. So that they could hear. All they were doing, and his friends were like embarrassed about it because he was very loud, obnoxious, ignorant, yelling, screaming, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? And you couldn't even hear that ride moving. That's how loud this piece of crap was. It was loud. I mean, I don't have anything against black people. Just ones like that. Like, I'm trying to, like, take it in, enjoy it. I mean, people are going to scream and ooh and ah. That's cool.
That's what rides are for.
That's what rides are for. But when it's at the point you can't even hear the ride itself moving, that's bad. People on the ride were telling him to shut the F up. It was bad. I couldn't enjoy it. I was pissed. Like, why? I get it. You think you're funny, and you think you're doing whatever. And I'm like... I like Russians. And I like Mexicans somewhat.
Have good dressing.
Yeah,
Russian dressing.
Russian dressing. Mexicans make tacos and do my lawn for a nickel. Yeah, I would honestly,
No more Goliath.
I would love to see Goliath go. Actually, I was talking with someone somewhere. Why not get rid of Flashback and Goliath? They could put any kind of even a launch one, have the station in the comeback where Flashback is, make it shoot over the walkway and do its thing around where Goliath is and shoot back. How cool would that be? You'd have a coaster that people will actually like because...
Actually, they really want to do it if you do the launch section so it actually goes under the walkway.
You could do that
do
too.
the whole spaghetti bowl section and then actually have the brake run bridge over it.
You could do that too. There's a lot of... Is Doc a melting pot of friendship? Yeah, I am. I'm a melting pot of friendship. You know, it's and it's not that I'm like trying to like be like, oh, racist kind of thing. It was a black guy, a kid, teenager, being a dick. That's exactly what it was. Ignorant. And it pissed me off.
It's not racism unless you say it about the entire population of something specific off of what one person does.
No.
When you're talking about one person, it's not racism.
No, it's one person. Because his other two buddies that were with him were like, dude, shut the F up. Like, you know, and so it's like, I really hated that one black dude. Really hated it. The things I could say right now would probably piss a lot of people off.
Yeah, well,
and I don't want to piss Sean off because I know he's watching and he's black and he knows I'm not really racist. I can be. I've been known to throw some racial slurs around in the heat of the moment. I have done that. I'm sure you have. I'm sure everybody has. And if you haven't, you're a liar.
exactly.
If you haven't said...
To quote Avenue Q, nice Broadway musical, it's not big decisions like who to hire or who to buy a newspaper from. Just think that Mexican bush boy should learn to speak goddamn English.
Yes, yeah, it would be great. But they didn't call them black, right? The only ride in Six Flags is adding in 2018 a crappy Macoma boomerangs. You're a real New Englander. Drink Dunkin' Donuts. That's right. It's better than that friggin'... Better than a unicorn piss drink. Whatever that...
Apparently it tastes pink. I haven't had one myself.
What the hell does pink taste like?
Apparently a unicorn fribble or whatever the fudge they call it.
Tastes pink? Well, what the hell does pink taste like? There's a lot of pink things.
Exactly.
Is it pink starburst? Is it... I don't know.
There's nothing in Austin, Texas.
No, Sean is my dude right there. Sean is... I love hanging out with Sean. Because last time I saw Sean at Canopy Lake, we were just like hanging out, chilling. I love hanging out with Sean. Sean's awesome. He's my dude.
Got a couple friends. We occasionally hit up Boston. I told them the next time we go down, we got to leave earlier in the day so we can have Sean meet us somewhere. Mostly so I can get a picture of my two friends, Sean, together. A nice picture of Sean and Sean.
Your studio reminds me of the Mass Pike. Why does my studio remind you of the Mass Pike? What the hell is in here that would remind you of the Mass Pike? Pink tastes like cotton candy. Well, to me, when I think of pink, I think of something that dirty, but...
I drank a fifth, that's all I know.
You drank a what?
Drank a fifth, that's all I know. I won't plead the fifth, I'll just drink it.
If you go to the Paw Sox games, then drink Dunkin' Donuts. I haven't been to a Paw Sox game in forever.
Apparently it tastes like a sour strawberry shortcake.
You can't. I think they already took them off the menu. I think you can get them now. I think
I kept running out of them, that's all I know.
There's a lemonade one now. The
No lemonade
Frappuccino.
stands.
Krispy Kreme is disgusting. I remember when they opened up the Krispy Kreme in Cranston, Rhode Island. early 2000s. It didn't last long, maybe 3-4 years, and it was gone. Opening day, they had Weird Al Yankovic go in there. He was dressed in a hoodie, and he had the hood on, and he ordered food, and then when he was done at the register, he flipped off the hood. Because I was there, and I'm like, what the hell? Weird Al Yankovic? I'm like, you had no idea. Nobody said anything that he was going to be there. It was just a surprise thing, and it was pretty damn cool. Pink tastes like Vacoma boomerangs. Well, then it wouldn't be pink, it would be brown.
Exactly.
If you catch my little pun there. But no, yeah, I don't know. Dunkin' Donuts is way better than anything Starbucks ever created. See, the only thing I used to get at Starbucks was iced caramel macchiato. But guess what? Dunkin' Donuts now makes an iced caramel macchiato, and I don't ever have to go to Starbucks. The only time I still go to a Starbucks if there's no Dunkin' Donuts around.
Why are you leaving New England?
Well, the good thing is Florida, because all the old timers from here are going down there. Dunkin' Donuts are going up like crazy. They're like almost building them like they are here, like on every corner.
One of my friends from when I lived in Georgia actually sent me a photo a couple weeks back. We finally got a Dunkin' Donuts. I now know what you were talking about. To which I had to respond, they're not as good as they used to be.
Speaking of which, I have been hearing Krispy Kreme is coming back to New Hampshire and Maine. No thanks. Krispy Kreme is disgusting. Like, even the first time I ever had a Krispy Kreme donut, I could feel the sugar eating my teeth. Like, yeah, Starbucks sucks, but if I need a coffee, like a pick-me-up, and I'm driving, and it usually happens, like when I'm driving to Busch Gardens, like you're on the way down or the way back, I need something. Actually, I think it's Delaware or Maryland, there's like a big, giant rest area, and they have a Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, I don't buy donuts that often. In fact, the last time I bought donuts, it was from a local bakery in Nashua. Crosby's really good.
Did I see a sketch of the new... they were going to do a new stadium. They were actually going to put it in Providence. They were going to move the Paw Sox to Providence, and all hell broke loose, and everybody in Rhode Island was like, F you. You don't move. You do not move the stadium. Stadium stays kaput, so now they're staying... They probably did all the research going, if we move to Providence, forget it. It's all done. Because the owner died, and his wife sold the team a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So now...
Starbucks at Michigan's Adventure. Yeah, well, all the ones owned by the company that own like compounds have Dunkin' Donuts in them now.
WPR, right. I'll have to look, because unless they might be redoing the stadium. Years ago they redid the stadium. They might be trying to make it bigger or something, to get more people in there. I don't know. I remember going to Paw Sox all the time when I was a kid, because it's not that far. 40 minutes maybe.
Well, that's what's good about where I live is I can go 20 minutes and be at one AAA ball field, and I can go 10 minutes to be at another one. I can see the little spinners and whatever Nashua's team is this year.
Yeah, so... And the thing that I like, and what we used to do as kids, when, the majors, the Boston Red Sox, when they get hurt, before they come back, they send them to AAA to practice before they come back. So we'd go. I remember... Well, plus I don't remember Oil Can Boyd?
No.
He used to play on the Red Sox, and then he got sent down to the minors. He was always an excellent pitcher. It was a shame he couldn't really make it in AAA, but it was still fun to see him. But I can remember when they had Poppy down there, and those ones would sell out quick. When they found out they were playing that, whoever was on the Red Sox, and then they always killed everybody. They always won that game because whoever was up the bat was nailing it over the fence. It was always great.
Yeah, it's been a while since I actually saw a baseball game live. Closest I came is back in November when me and a couple of friends walked all the way around Fenway Park.
I've been in Fenway once.
Yeah, we were going to a club and we wound up... We were planning on stopping and getting an actual restaurant meal. We wound up stopping at McDonald's, so we had way too much time to kill before the club opened. So we walked all the way around.
And then, yeah, so I got to check out the go-kart place. We're going to go do Maury's Coasting by the Ocean. We talked about earlier about different places that we're going to hit. If
I can actually figure out how to edit the videos on my phone, you'll have stuff from New Hampshire Renaissance Fair, because I'll be there.
Yeah, see, we tried to, like we were having in our 4-minute conversation, and when I try to recreate that conversation, I can see it right now. Rosho goes on Anthem of the Seas. You can see that right there. I try to bring something different. So when somebody's planning vacation, I mean, I love going to doing a thing, going to all these places. And it's provided me with, I get to go to media days or, get some tours or something. And it's great. And people can see that stuff. People love that stuff. And that's why I kind of moved away from just parks to pinball machines and all the other stuff, the conventions and all that other stuff. Because in November, we're going to the Rhode Island Comic-Con. And they just announced Dolph Lundgren and
Cool.
Val Kilmer and Sting the wrestler. Lou Ferrigno's going. Daryl from The Walking Dead's going. There's a whole bunch of people.
But by expanding your content, you also get to have the show running longer instead of just
Well, I do
through
Well, I
November
do.
when the parks are closed.
Well, I do like having the shutdown time because doing it every week. That's why you'll probably see coming up even this year. Take a week here, take a week off. With real life elements of like work, and you're trying to do vacations and stuff. It's always hard to, even though you have the material, but to be able to put it together in time. Sometimes you're just tired and burnt out and don't. I mean, there's times I've done this show and I'm like, I really am tired and don't want to do it, and I do it anyway. So last week I got caught up in work. I wanted to play a couple games on Aerosmith, and I was just like, you know what? It's just not going to happen. You'll see that happen throughout the year, but this year is going to be open longer because of Holiday in the Park.
I'm both excited for and dreading Holiday in the Park.
I'm excited because we're getting it, but I'm dreading it because it's going to be friggin' cold.
And as that hill gets icy, I can just see people sliding down Main Street.
Don't forget, the cobblestone's gone. Don't forget that. That was the main issue. I remember that too. Even when we did if you guys remember, when I did the Zombie 5K, it was wet in the morning. It probably had rained or whatever, and they hadn't ripped up the cobblestone, and runners were whoop, whoop, whoop. That's probably why. And when it rains, it's slippery, so they put the tar down. It's not as bad. I mean, it could if it gets wet and it's slippery. Yeah, I could see an issue. So they better stock up on
Ice melt.
Yeah, that stuff. And
if I had to put money down on anything that's specifically going to be closed, I don't think you're going to see Crack Axle. They'll probably have it closed off at both
no,
ends.
nope. Houdini's going to be open. They already have a ride list. Houdini's open. Tomahawk's open. Wicked Cyclone's going to be closed. Superman's going to be closed. Joker's going to be open. Batman's going to be open. Minder Race is going to be open. The Swing Ride's going to be open. Kiddie Rides are going to be open. The DC, Superman area is closed. A bunch of other rides. They're going to have a lot of rides open and a lot of rides closed. I think they might open the Tornado Slide for you, though. Go on that.
That would be interesting, covering nice.
Yeah.
They actually get a full 360 on it.
I've almost had a full 360. I came... when the water comes down,
Yep.
and the rafts are never supposed to get anywhere near that. Actually, if Keith is still watching, he may be able to attest to that. He was with me. It was me, my brother Keith, and our other cousin Greg. Probably shouldn't have been on that raft altogether.
Yeah, none of you are exactly small people.
When it went over, we went over. We were almost upside down. We went over where the water comes down. We passed it. We were past it, and we were like, "Oh shit!" And then it came. If it would have went another couple more inches, we would have went boom. We were pretty close. So yeah, that's that. So let me see. What's next week? We should have a show next week.
4th.
No, 3rd. 4th is a Friday, I think. No?
5th is a Friday.
5th is a Friday?
Yes. So your show will be on Star Wars Day.
All right, so we'll have Star Wars Day in this piece. It's gonna be Star Wars Day, and supposedly the rumor is Star Wars Pinball will be released on the 4th. Nobody knows for sure, because usually by now things are starting to leak out, and maybe it's hush like the Star Wars movies being like. There's nothing. Usually by now, like we knew about Aerosmith last year, way before they were announcing it. Stern had made the guy who did the artwork for that and Metallica. His name's Dirty Donnie. He did an artwork book, and what do you call it? They showed that machine in it. They showed the playfield. They showed the artwork on it. It was already in the book. I guess that was their kind of way of saying surprise. And actually, the guy that did this artwork is going to be at the pinball show in July in Sturbridge. And he's doing the artwork for the T-shirt and the poster. And you can
I got to double check the date, see if I can actually adjust my schedule and go. Can't buy anything. Still go and have fun.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I bought the VIP pass. It was like $80, but it comes with like a poster, a T-shirt, 3 days. Plus, if you have the ticket, they have a pinball room open from when that thing closes until 6 a.m. If you have the Super Pass, they call it, there's an all-you-can-eat buffet, I think, like the Friday night. And then there's some other stuff. It's worth the $80. The amount of food, there's like sandwiches and pizza, and then there's all kinds of, and then usually the guy that makes the Hobbit pinball and the Wizard of Oz, Jersey Jack, he usually comes up and then orders like a whole shitload of pizza for everybody in his seminar. So I got to make sure I go to the seminar and go get a shitload of pizza. I mean, there's like a table like from here to NBA Fast Break, and it's like rows of pizza boxes for everybody. I'm like, whoa. So, yeah, see, Keith, that was great. See, he knows. We had fun that day. We need to do that again, Keith. Me, you, Greg, Brandon. We got to do that again. That was a fun time. We should do this thing we would call them man trips. No girlfriend.
You gotta let me know, because last time I was in the water park, I didn't get to go on a couple of things I wanted to, because certain people can't walk up the stairs because of medical issues. So I didn't get to go on any of the big stuff.
Yeah, because what me and Keith used to do, and actually it was one time it was right after my grandmother had passed away. Me, Keith, Greg, and Bram, we went to Six Flags New England. But then the tradition continued, except Greg didn't go and my father went. We were going to like Knoebels and Dorney and Coney Island and stuff like that, and I'd like to do that again. Well, the Star Wars pinball is going to have like Aerosmith and Batman 66. If you look, you can't see, he's in the way. If you look where the speakers are underneath the glass there, the translite glass, the screen's now a 15-inch LCD screen, and it's full color. You know, like how, well, it was more cartoony for that. The Batman 66 actually had clips of the Batman, you know, the Adam West show in it, and it was playing it. I haven't played one. I heard it sucks, but I don't know. I haven't played it. I played that one, so it's going to be based like how that is. I honestly think Hobbit, I hate to say it, sucks as a pinball. For what I like in a pinball,
I haven't played it because the only places that have it want way too many tokens.
Yeah, it was like 8 tokens at Pinball Wizard.
Per standard penny. And Fun World and Nashville, same price.
Yeah, when you look at like a playfield like this, Hobbit, you've seen it, Hobbit's, it's a wide body, and it's way wide open. There's nothing, there's some ramps and a couple targets. And I'm like, how can people get excited? I mean, people are like in love with it. Evidently, it's not a crappy machine. But, I don't know. I really don't know. But anyway, I'm going to get going. I will be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And we'll figure out what we'll talk about next week.
I'll be in the chat next week.
He'll be in the chat next week. I may go live at Dave's house for pinball stuff. I think I'm going to bring my pinball video rig thing and bring that to Dave's house. And because he has a whole different lineup of machines. And maybe I'll go live there and see what happens. I mean, they went live from there when he did his tournament on the main pinball Twitch channel. They went live and there was no issues, so we'll see how it works there. Just go live, play some pinball.
Yeah, as long as your Wi-Fi is working well.
Oh, speaking of Wi-Fi, Verizon is now offering 1 gigabyte up and down. Well, it's almost a gig. It's like 960 Mbps up and down or whatever. I'm like, Luca was like, if I had that, I could run like a whole bunch of 4K cameras on a live show. Like, no problem. I could broadcast in 4K. Not like many people have 4K TVs, but I could.
Yeah, my laptop's like old standard definition.
I mean, right now it's broadcasting in 1080. So we're looking better. But anyways, we'll be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. He'll be in the chat. I'll be here. I have no idea what we're talking about, but we'll find something. We'll make up something. And don't forget about the contest, guys.
Maybe I'll just talk about the farm.
The what?
The farm.
What farm?
The farm I work at.
All right, you can talk about the farm. And we can sing Old MacDonald.
Exactly. Just got to be careful because there are versions of that song that are not appropriate for children.
Well, we'll try our best. We'll do Old Coaster Kevin had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. And we'll finish the song next week. We'll do that.
Unless there's one comedian that's got the Old MacDonald was dyslexic, O-I-E-I-E.
Yeah, that too. I have been to Six Flags New England this year twice. I went on Easter and I went opening day. I'm not going this weekend. I may not be going next weekend. I don't know. I'm a bad pass holder guy. But I will be back there at some point. So, but anyway, we'll be back. Have fun. See you guys next week. See you guys at parks or circuses or wherever the hell you guys may be, and I may be. I don't know, but I will see you guys later. See you later, Keith. We need to get together and do one of those man trips again. So until next week, peace out and keep on coasting. Woo!